Well, the fourth Sunday of Lent, we call it Laetare Sunday. That means to rejoice. But when we look into our time, our place of the whole world, we ask the question, is there anything to rejoice now? Is it possible to rejoice? We go through hardships, we go through troubles, and can we still rejoice? Well, the answer is very simple. If you want to rejoice in the Lord, there are millions of reasons to do so. And if you want to be depressed, of course, there can be hundreds of reasons to do that. So it's going to be up to us. And the Lord wants us to rejoice in the Lord. Because if you ask the question, when Jesus was on the cross, was he crying on the cross? Was he depressed on the cross? Or was he rejoicing on the cross? The answer is very simple. He was rejoicing on the cross amidst all the pain, amidst even waiting for his own death. He was rejoicing because he fully believed that he was doing the will of his Father. The second reading, we just give us a key to the gospel passage. It says, "Awake, O sleeper." But we all know that it is easy to awake when somebody is sleeping. But if somebody is pretending to be sleeping, you cannot wake them up. Because they know what is happening around. They are totally decided not to get up. So you cannot wake up a pretending sleeper. But you can easily wake up a sleeping person. And that's what actually happens with the gospel passage. We have this blind man. It's like he was sleeping. And Jesus was able to wake him up into the realities around him. And he was ready to see what was opened in front of him. But we have the people like the Pharisees or the Sadducees or the other people of the time of Jesus who thought they fully believed that they were seeing everything around them. And because they believed they were seeing, in reality they were not seeing. Jesus could not open their eyes. Jesus could not bring them to light because they were staying in their own lights. They were staying in their own darkness. We can say their light was darkness. They could not come to Christ. They could not understand Christ. Just imagine something good happened in their midst. This poor guy, he was blind. He was a beggar. And Jesus gave him sight, totally free sight. So something really good happened in their place, in their community. So usually you should be happy with someone who got a healing, special healing, or a good sight. But those people, they were going to pick on him and pick on the giver of healing, Jesus Christ, because it was on a Sabbath. Instead of accepting the reality, instead of accepting something good that happened in their place, they were working against the healing. They were working against the healer. And many a time in our own lives, in our own places, sometimes the same thing happens. Because those people, they had their own perspectives. They had their own sight. But this guy, who did not have his own perspective, who did not have his own sight, so he was able to get the perspective of God. He was able to accept the sight of God. And that's what this day is asking us. This weekend of Lent is asking us to get in to the perspective of God, to get in to the sight of God, and make his perspective our perspective, to make his sight our sight, to make his vision our vision. And of course, we are going through this coronavirus and all the threat in the all over the world. Of course, we have our own way of dealing with it. If it happens, in our case, maybe we may be asked to go to isolation. We may be asked to go to quarantine. Well, my freedom, maybe your freedom tells you, you don't have to do that. You just walk around, you can do whatever you want. Why do you go to isolation? Why do you go to quarantine? That may be my question, maybe your question. That's not what we are supposed to do. We need to listen to the experts. We need to listen to God. We need to listen to our own good conscience and make good decisions, because we are dealing with something beyond our control. We are dealing with something that we actually do not know what is in reality. Take all the measures possible. That's why I know full many of you would like to come to church for masses, weekdays or weekend. But the Pope is asking us, stay home and pray from there. Our Bishop is asking us, stay home and pray from there. As your pastor, I also ask you, stay home and pray from there. Because every Mass celebrated here in this church, everyone is included in that Mass. We bring everyone. The whole heaven is present. Everyone who lives in this world is present. All who left us is present. So we are all together as one family. We celebrate all these Masses for us and for everyone else. So even if you stay in your own home, do not feel bad about it. We are working together. We are praying together. We are facing all these realities together. And together we try to tell everyone in this world that together we make this journey. It's a good time to be a good Christian. It's a good time to be a good citizen. It's a good time to be a good human being.